Is spring here? Has spring sprung? Is it springing, maybe at least? So it's Will's first parents' evening since starting secondary school. How's it gonna go? I'm doing something today that's been highly requested, but that I feel is a little bit out of my comfort zone. Why I used to do them, why I stopped doing them, and why I'm doing one today and thinking about starting it up as a more regular thing. Good morning, or good whatever time of day it is that you are tuning in to watch. Ree here from mummyoffour.com. Welcome back to another chatty vlog. So the children are safely in school. It is a Monday, so I'm all raring to go to get on with some work for the week and be as productive as possible, especially with half term creeping up on us, or Easter holidays anyway. I'm doing something today that's been highly requested, but that I feel is a little bit out of my comfort zone. So let me just put some of these bits of laundry away so that it's done, and we'll head down to my office and I'll explain what I mean. So I'm going to get some editing done this morning for like a day in life, work from home with me vlog that by the time this is out will already be live on my channel, so you may already have seen that. But then kind of lunchtime, I'm doing something I haven't done for a while and I get requests for it every day, if not several times a day, and that is a grocery haul. So let me just explain my thinking here, why I used to do them, why I stopped doing them, and why I'm doing one today and thinking about starting it up as a more regular thing. So I started doing grocery hauls because people asked for them. I started a long time ago, back in the old house. Bear in mind, we have been in this house for nearly 4 years now. Can we even believe that? Like, I'm slightly in shock about that, but yeah, nearly 4 years. I started doing them quite a long time ago. I guess back in 2019 when I first launched my channel, and I always did really well. Now, I've got to admit, feeding my family, I saw a thing on Instagram the other day, and this is kind of how I feel about feeding my family, and I guess it's why people like grocery hauls. I guess everyone feels the same, and it's who knew that the hardest bit of adulting was figuring out what to feed yourself and your family every day forever. It's the truth, isn't it? It's kind of a daily grind, something we can't get away from. So I'm assuming that's why people like grocery hauls. I mean, please do let me know in the comments, do you like grocery hauls? And if you like grocery hauls, why do you like grocery hauls? It's not something I personally watch. And my concern with my grocery hauls is they were getting really repetitive. So I did like a mini series through the pandemic where I compared different supermarkets and things. But if I'm honest, now I tend to, like, I currently mostly go to, I don't physically go to the supermarket hardly ever. Pretty much since I had the girls, I've done almost exclusively online shopping because I figured by the time I've driven there and I've either taken the children with me and had to buy loads of extra tack because they wanted loads of extra stuff and extra snacks and things just to feed them, and the cost of fuel to get there because the supermarkets are not super close to where I live, and the time where I could be working because I'm self-employed. Then if I take time out of the school day, it's time I could be working, so really I could be working, which actually earns money. So I've always figured out that online shopping has worked best for me. It's taken a massive lot off my mental load. It's given me back half a day a week really, so that's why I've done it online. But what I tend to end up doing is reordering similar things, partly to avoid decision fatigue, just going through my favourites list and just going, right, reorder, da 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 da. It avoids having to think an awful lot, having to search for things and find things, and you can't browse as easily when you're online shopping, can you? The second part of it, of course, is I do have a neurodiverse family. My children have autism, they all have a diagnosis. So I guess there is an element of, we have had a lot of challenges with food and we've done so well, and the children really eat a much more varied diet than they used to. I'm now mostly able to feed everyone the same meal each night, and everyone, including my husband, who's perhaps the fussiest of all of them, will mostly eat the same things. So it's like such a hurdle we've got over. So we do end up repeating quite similar meals. There's probably 10 to 12 meals that we do on rotation, and I don't deviate from that a massive amount. I'm not really chefy. I don't, like, some people love cooking, but if I'm honest, cooking isn't something I love. For the weeks we're not doing meal box subscriptions or anything like that, I just reorder things from Sainsbury's. There's a couple of reasons I stopped doing the grocery hauls. So the first one is that I just felt like a bit of a fraud, that I do take cheating options. My children eat a fair balance of fruit and veg and things, but then I do take cheating options with, you know, like jars and things of sauces rather than making everything from scratch. And like, ooh, I feel like, why would anyone want to watch this? So there's that kind of imposter syndrome element. There's also I felt it was getting really repetitive. So as I was kind of filming the videos, I was just getting really in my head about, oh, this is really repetitive and people are going to hate it and blah. And I felt that was coming across, that I was all in my head when I was making the videos. Am I making any sense to anyone at the moment? So that's kind of why I stopped. I felt like I wasn't adding any value. I didn't know why anyone would want to watch it. So I just thought I didn't want to make those videos, even though they were doing well. So people did want to watch them, but I'd so convinced myself that why would anyone want to watch this that I stopped. Is that mad? I don't know. I'm going to get to the point because I've really got a video to edit before the shopping arrives. Anyway, why start back up? Well, I actually went into a supermarket to just pick up a couple of bits and pieces because we were next door to it. So it was literally as much as we could carry in our hands. And I thought, do you know what? I could do a little bit of a series where I go around different supermarkets comparing, see if we can find things that are a bit different, see if I can find some inspiration for some different meals that I still think my family might eat. So I thought, hey, okay, so maybe that could be fun, exploring a little bit. And then, yes, it would probably still be quicker if I just got the food delivered. But then if I am filming it and sort of creating content that is of value, plus finding different alternatives, then maybe that would be worth doing. So I was all set today to go and start filming in a supermarket. But then I thought, hey, really what I should do first is like a baseline comparison. So what I've done instead for today is I have ordered what I would normally order from Sainsbury's, a very similar order. I've just gone through my favourites and gone I've also gone through my shopping list that I've been accumulating through my planner. So that's what I've done. I've done that as a baseline, and then I've got something to compare it to so people can see what I've kind of been default ordering, and then to see if I can find any variations, and I guess if we can make any savings by physically going to the supermarket. Will it be worth it? Will it not? I don't know. Just checked on my content calendar, and by the time you see this video, then this grocery haul I filmed today will already be live. So if you have seen that, did you enjoy it? What did you think? Should I keep doing them? Did it have any value? I think that's my biggest concern. Like, did it have any... I just feel like I need to add value somewhere along the line. Everything should either feel entertaining. Why do you come to YouTube? Do you come to YouTube to be entertained? Do you come to YouTube to be educated, to learn something, to think, right, that I've come away with a tip that's really going to help me in my life, or to be empowered, to feel like someone understands how you feel, and to feel a little comforted, perhaps like we're all in the same boat, like we have friends, like other people understand how we feel and we're not alone. So I think those are the main three reasons people would come to YouTube. I guess I'd love to know, like, why do you come to YouTube? I guess the chatty vlogs, I suppose people watch them. I think the reason people watch them, the reason I watch vlogs is like while you're doing stuff, just kind of someone kind of keeping you company. I guess it's more the empower/entertain, but then maybe hopefully share some things. I get messages from people saying like, watching your channel's changed my life, I'm so much more organised, and those messages mean absolutely the world to me, but then I get all in my head like, have I shared enough to be helpful enough? And I don't know, clearly I'm far too in my head, but there we go. Anyway, I need to get out of my head and onto the computer to finish editing this vlog, which you've already seen, so clearly I managed to get it done at some point, and then when the groceries come I can get that sorted. And yeah, so thank you for going to my TED talk. Please do let me know about the grocery haul stuff below. Let me know if you've got any ideas. Should I turn this into a series? I was thinking about doing it once a month. Maybe I could do a full come shop with me, say on a Tuesday, and then put out the whole video on the Thursday, because they would be quite long videos. Normally the whole video is one video on its own, so otherwise it would be ridiculously long. And then maybe do that once a month. So what are your thoughts, and which supermarkets would you like me to see? Would you like me to go to for you to see? Stop talking to me. I'm just getting some work done. It's not even mid-morning and I want a snack. So my theory is I like eating sweet chocolatey things, but I know if I just eat sweet chocolatey things during the day, then I get a sugar crash and then I don't eat more and I feel sluggish and gross. So if I eat something that's packed full of protein as well, but it also kind of tastes like chocolate, then it's a winner, because I trick myself into thinking I'm having chocolate, which is what I want, but my body has like a slow release of non-sugar crash. So I've got these, which I buy in multi-packs, quite into these at the moment. I've tried various different ones, quite enjoying these right now. But what I do is I always chop them up. I don't know why. I'm just kind of weird like that. I don't like biting into them. I like chopping them up. So I'm going to chop that up. It is very, this morning in the morning I had cereal and I had apple with the children at 7:15, and I want a snack already. But if that's what my body needs, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to chop this up now and then go and hopefully finish editing this vlog. I'm 8 minutes through the edit, which isn't too bad. It would take me hours to get 8 minutes through an edit on a Disney vlog, but my main channel ones are a bit quicker because there's not as much footage and sort of action and stuff to pack into them. So chop this up, get back on with the edit, kind of get it done before the shopping comes. My shopping has arrived. Time to film my first grocery haul in forever. For the first time in forever. Is anyone else singing Frozen right now? I kind of am in my head. Okay, and I'm gonna get this done quick as I can. I tend to do this in stages, so I'll film the first bit, which is all the children frozen, get that away, film the second bit, and then I will talk through my meal plan for the week. Let's get on with it. So that's my grocery haul done. My groceries away, and I'm starving, so I'm going to have some lunch, and I'm going to have this Slimming World, is it called yakitori chicken and rice? Is that how you say that? I'm not sure. These just go in the microwave. They take about 8 minutes. I'm not doing Slimming World as such. I think I've said this before. But they're delicious. They're just packed full of veggies and they're so yummy. And it's a nice hot meal for me that I don't have to make properly in the middle of the day. And I've just been getting them from Iceland. It's free delivery, I think, when you spend £40 in Iceland. So I just get a whole ton of these and 1 or 2 other bits I need. And they deliver them for free. And that gets me fed with something sort of proper food in the middle of the day. Oh no, that one's smashed up a bit at the bottom. Okay, won't be saving that tub for my husband. Incidentally, he likes these tubs to put screws and goodness knows what else in, because he finds them handy for work. Okay, I'm gonna get this in the microwave. I'm going to transfer the footage over while I am waiting. I did manage to drop my camera on its lens. This camera's been battered, isn't it? While I was filming. I don't know how much to do that, but I did. But it seems to be okay. You okay? You okay? You can see me okay? Okay, good. Right, so that's that, and I've got 4 minutes. Then I've got to stir it. So for now, I'm going to transfer some of this footage, eat my lunch, chillax, and then do a bit more editing before I've got to go and get my children from school. But the good news is the weather is glorious. The weather is glorious, which makes me incredibly happy. Is spring here? Has spring sprung? Is it springing, maybe, at least? Oh, I hope so, because I'm definitely more of a summer girly. I don't think I'm the only one, but my mood, everything, I'm just like, I feel so energized and happy. Literally, the first couple of days of sunshine in the UK, you see everyone walking around going, oh, hello, lovely day, isn't it? Everyone's like, oh, elated. So you know how yesterday I was all excited because I was like, it's so sunny. Well, the weather is disgusting today. I have just got back from getting soaked on the school run. I did manage to hide my hair under a hood, but there was 0 point in straightening it before I left the house because rain. My fringe is really getting on my nerves now. Look at the state on it. We are less than a week before I can have it cut. So that's good. But for now, we're just going to have to do what we can. So this morning, I am going to, that's my hair straightener's beeping. I'm going to, once I've dealt with my hair, record another podcast episode. I'm trying to record 2 podcast episodes a week, plus my normal videos, in order to get ahead. But it's not happened so far. It did not happen last week. I was really productive with my main channel videos, with my Disney channel. Maybe it's a bit ambitious. I mean, maybe starting a podcast on top of everything else was honestly a bit much. I mean, probably. But I just got my mirror here so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, maybe it was a bit much to expect of myself. And so far, the podcast isn't even at the 1,000 subscribers, so I can turn on YouTube ads and things. It's not even making any money, which it's like, is it a silly thing to do? But I get so many lovely comments about the podcast and people saying they really look forward to it, that I feel like I want to persist with it. I want to keep going. I feel like I owe it to myself to see if I can kind of see it through. It's like I've started, so I'll finish. Maybe I'll take it up to the summer holidays again. I guess the reason I wanted to try and do 2 a week, where does that pink fluff come from? The reason I wanted to try and record 2 a week was so that when the summer holidays came, I was already that far ahead that I had recorded all the content. That's going to have to do, isn't it? What a mess. My fringe is at a stage where I just look like a member of a 90s boy band because it will not form a normal fringe I just look like I've got 90s boy band bangs. Oh well, never mind. That will have to just be how it is until next week, because we all remember the mess I made of my fringe during lockdown, where I ended up cutting in extra bits that didn't belong to my fringe and then having a big old telling off from my hairdresser when she was allowed to come back. So we don't want to repeat that, do we? It's taken till now, it's 2024, to grow the bits that I cut into my fringe back into my hair. So let's avoid cutting our own fringe, shall we, Ree? So what was I talking about? The podcast. I want it to work. The comments I have are lovely. However, I do go back and forth with, am I doing the right thing? Am I taking on too much? There's minimal editing involved in it. I made a conscious conscious decision rather than effort to decide to just literally take out the pauses. If I make a mistake in it, if I kind of mess up, it kind of is what it is. The podcast originally I thought had to be as polished as a video, and then I realised it just didn't work like that, and it works better, well at least I think it works better, when it sounds more like a conversation, so it's not too hyper edited. So yes, I've got to record it, but the editing is so minimal compared to, say, these vlogs where I do edit them, and then there's a lot more work that goes into these, and then obviously there's a lot more work again that goes into my Disney Channel vlogs, because there's a lot of footage to sift through and a lot of information I want to share. I kind of want the Disney vlogs to be entertaining if you just want to watch because you want to enjoy them, but I want them to be like a guide as well. If you are planning a trip to any of the places in the videos, I want it to be like, right, you can watch this and walk away with like loads of notes of, right, I really want to do this, really want to avoid this, and tips and stuff. And judging by the messages I get from people literally saying, I just stepped back off the plane and I had to message you straight away. Our trip was amazing and your tips helped so much. So yeah, that's not really sure what the point of this little rant is really. I guess it's like my podcast. Am I doing the right thing? Is it worth it? Do I need to put more effort into it and edit it more? I don't know, actually, it's difficult because you can't, I guess people could comment on the podcast videos, but they can't comment when they listen to it in their ears. If you have watched/listened to the podcast, does it bother you that it's chatty and I leave in when I kind of go in a tangent and stuff? Or would it be better, more hyper edited? I don't know, kind of curious to know. Right, Can we make this fringe behave itself now? It's just at that stage where I can't do a flipping thing with it. And then I get people going, doesn't your fringe get in your eyes? Why don't you cut your fringe? And I'm like, for all the reasons we've just discussed, okay? For all the reasons we've just discussed. Right. It's going to have to do, isn't it? It's going to have to do. Okay, boy band curtains today it is. Oh, unless we can make the... Ugh. That going to do it? Good grief, what have I done? I've just made it worse now. I've made it springy. Oh, good grief. Are we just going to have to resign ourselves to the boy band curtains for today? That'll have to do, won't it? That's just going to have to do. Looks a tad ridiculous, but yeah, boy band curtains it is for today. Okay, is this thing on? I think we are ready to podcast. Now it is time for the podcast. So that is the podcast recorded. We're now going to turn on the computer. No, didn't work. That was not a good time, was it? Like, ding. And get some work done. I need to edit this podcast episode, edit that grocery haul that I recorded yesterday but did not finish editing, and do a whole load of other stuff that I've written down in my planner. See, this is why I have my planner, because my brain does not hold all the things, but this does. This does. I dump all the stuff in there, and then my chaotic, crazy brain does not have to hold it all, which sometimes having to hold it all in my brain feels a bit exhausting. Writing it down really helps. So it's been something of a challenging morning. One of those that included meltdowns. So we're taking a deep breath. Everyone was happy by the time everyone went to school. But you know, if you have children who have meltdowns, then you'll know. So high five for anyone that's dealing with anything similar today. Anyway, one of the reasons I look a bit strange, other than my continued curtains of my fringe, I'm not wearing mascara because I'm about to go and have my eyelashes LVL'd. Is that a verb? I'm about to have LVL, which is the curly thing, and that lasts 5 to 8 weeks. It keeps my eyelashes from like really straight like they are now to, I'll show you later. I can't wear mascara for 24 hours after that, and it's not supposed to get them wet, and it's currently being down with rain, so that's fun. Never mind. Anyway, I'm gonna go and do that, and I'm also having my nails done. These haven't been done for 5 weeks. They are actually my natural nails. It's builder gel or something, I think, that gets put on them. And I used to feel really guilty about having my nails done, like I was wasting money I should have spent on the children, or like I was wasting work time I should have been working, which, okay, maybe that's the point, but really, ultimately, if I have my nails done, I don't pick my cuticles, I don't, you know, pick them, and because if I don't have my nails done, they're bendy, they're really strong now. If I don't have this stuff on them, they're dreadful, and they really just end up really stumpy, and I just don't feel very put together. And ultimately, I want my children to be able to, when they get older, be able to look after themselves. If that means having their nails done, then whatever. But to not feel guilty about looking after themselves. I think I always had this massive guilt about doing stuff like that. And I don't want to pass that guilt on to my children. So if I can feel like not guilty about having my nails done, hopefully they can grow up, and when they have children, they won't feel guilty about having their nails done, or whatever equivalent to that is. Anyway, enough chatting now. It's time to brave the rain and get these sorted. Home now, and I've got lovely fresh nails. I've literally gone for this same, I guess, nail coloured nails. And the reason I do that is if I don't get to have them done for a long time, so last time I went 5 weeks, I kind of feel like even though they've grown out, at a glance they don't look too bad, whereas if they were bright red or something and they were halfway up my fingers, I feel like that would look a lot more obvious. Now, lashes, so these are the LVL lashes. I haven't got any mascara on at all. What I'll do is I'll show you in the morning when I'm allowed to put mascara on how much better they look, but I think you can see that even without mascara, So these are just my natural lashes. They have been tinted and I have wiped it off now, but I did, when I came out, I did look a bit like a panda because there was still some tint around my eyes, but I just used a bit of eye cream and a cotton bud to get that off just now. But my natural lashes are pretty dark anyway. They are, you know, I mean, my hair is pretty dark, so my lashes are very dark brown, if not black anyway. But I really like the LVL. One thing I will say is the first time I ever had it, it didn't really do that much. The second treatment was a lot better. And the LVL helps with the curl of my lashes because obviously my hair isn't curly. I've always been really jealous. My best friends always had curly eyelashes. And whenever I was younger, I'd curl my eyelashes and then within 2 minutes they'd be like downward ski slopes again. So the LVL does that bit. But the reason they're quite long, and you'll see when I put mascara back on tomorrow, or pretty much any of my other videos when I'm wearing mascara. The reason my eyelashes are long is because I use the lash serum every night. And I started using that at the end of my last time I was having lash extensions, because I used to have individual lash extensions. And you can use it in conjunction with lash extensions. And it takes about 2 months of putting it on once a day to really make a difference. But I would say it's made my lashes longer and stronger, because I do get questions all the time about my lashes. So that's what I do. I have LVL you can have it minimum every 5 weeks, but they say between sort of 6 to 8 weeks is good kind of interval. And then I put the serum on, then I just use a normal mascara. So we'll talk about more mascara, and I'll show you the mascara stuff tomorrow for a bit of before and after. I do love having my nails done. I just feel better when I've had them done, and my eyelashes. I think this is the thing. I know I said earlier about, like, I used to feel guilty, and I did, and I want to set a better example for my children about self-care as adults, and I do. But ultimately, just having nicely polished nails makes me feel more put together. It makes me feel more confident, and then when I'm more confident, I am better at my job, and I'm a better mum, and I think it's okay to do things just for ourselves sometimes. Even if we're mothers, I know, newsflash, it's all right to do stuff for yourself. I'm still working on giving myself permission for things like that, but I think it is. So now I'm going to get a little bit of work done. I'm going to get my computer on. I think I've got to finish editing one of the release versions of a Disney vlog for the week after next. And then I've got a load of like post-upload stuff to do, which is kind of boring. It's like when you've done a video, it's all the stuff like the thumbnail and the titles and the description and the blog post and the links and the tags and the stuff that nobody really cares about. But if I didn't do it, then YouTube wouldn't show my video to as many people, and that would be a bit annoying because there's no point in making videos if YouTube doesn't show them to anyone. So just about time now to go and get the children from school. I don't feel I've been as productive as normal today, but I often find that on days where I don't get down to computer type work or my eat the frog kind of work first thing in the morning. And this is why the book, the concept, all of the eat the frog, and if you've probably heard me say eat the frog before now, if you haven't heard me explain what it is or you haven't read the book, basically the theory is, if you've got a frog to eat, you're better off eating it first thing in the morning, getting it over and done with. And if you've got 2 frogs to eat, you need to eat the biggest, juiciest, nastiest one first. Otherwise, it's just going to hang over you all day thinking, oh, I've got this frog that I need to eat. Yuck. So for me, that's kind of the productive work and the editing and things. And I find if I get on with that kind of thing first thing in the morning, I'm more productive, I get more done. And obviously I did instead. Couldn't get my nails done this morning. So maybe I should plan to do that later in the day. But then if I run on late, then I might be late for getting the children. So that's why I tend to book it first thing in the morning. Anyway, not what I wanted to talk about, just brain farting really. What is about eating the frog, and does anyone else find that? If you like tackle the things you really need to do, like what is your frog? Like today, or if you're watching this later in the day, tomorrow, what is the frog you need to eat? Let me know in the comments, just out of curiosity. What is that thing you need to get done? You need to get it done first thing in the morning, it's over and done with. Anyway, what I needed to talk about was my hairdryer, sadly, is no longer with us. sad times. Yeah, my hairdryer died. I was literally drying Bella's hair and the thing just came apart in my hand. I had 2 hairdryers on the go. One of them died a little while ago and I've just got around to throwing it out now. And the other one died yesterday. And in fact, I've got them here because they haven't all been thrown out yet. So this one was lovely and very pretty, but just stopped turning on. There's a Remington one. This one's the one I've been mostly using, but that literally fell to bits. This thing came off. I've been shoving that back on, but it's just all exposed wiring and stuff now, so that's no longer safe. And I also have to check out this. I've tried several times to turn it back on. This was one I bought in a Temu. Is it Temu or Temu? Anyway, potato dupes haul, if you saw that video, and I had massively high hopes for it being a dupe for the Dyson Airwrap. I literally, if you watch that video, I turned it on, I dried my hair for a tiny bit, and then it just died and never turned on again. So long story short, I have 3 dead hairdryers and no hairdryer. So the question is, are the expensive hairdryers worth it? I have put this on Instagram stories as well, so if you're on my Instagram, you may have responded to this already. But this one was not an especially expensive one. I've had this for, I mean, look how gross and disgusting it is. Ugh. I've had that for many, many years. This one was originally in Bella's bedroom and then I kind of commandeered it back and then that died. Had that a few years. This one obviously lasted less than 10 minutes. But the fancy hairdryer, I asked for recommendations on Instagram. People suggested the GHD ones. So they were coming up as about 180, 190 pounds. Are they worth it? And what makes them so great? Obviously, I had a lot of people recommending the Dyson, which is probably twice the price of that again. Is it worth it? And if it's worth it, why is it worth that much money? Or am I better off just getting a 20 quid one? You know, like another, just like a white one maybe? It would like go with my bedroom nicely. I don't know. Just something basic that just blows hot air. I guess I don't really understand the difference. And I have got that hot styling brush, which you may have seen me use before in like get ready with me videos, but my hairdresser noticed some breakage that she hadn't noticed before and wondered if it could have been due to that. So I'm not saying it was due to that, but she suggested I stopped using it for a while because to be honest, I think it's just because I went from letting my hair air dry because I was far too lazy to dry it to bothering to dry it, and that may have caused the breakage. So I don't know if it was the hot brush or the hairdryer. Anyway, I do need to order a new hairdryer because it's not just my hair that I dry the girls' hair after swimming and things. So on other nights I could just wash their hair earlier and it could air dry before bed, but with swimming there's not enough time to let it air dry enough before they go to bed. So long story short, I need a new hairdryer. Which hairdryer do you which hairdryer do you use? Is it worth it? Is it worth spending more money on it? And especially if you're a hairdresser, like, I'd love to know, why are expensive hairdryers more expensive other than just because they're branded? Do they have some magic power in them I don't know about? I guess I don't really know enough about this because I've got to be honest, I've always been so lazy with my hair. It's only in recent years I've blow dried my hair at all. I've always been so lazy. I've always been like, let it air dry and just straighten it a lot in the morning. That's lazy, isn't it? It is the next day and I said I would show you my lashes before and after. So these are, doesn't look like that much. They are slightly curled. Can you see? But I think you can see the difference more when I put mascara on. So I'm going to put a coat of this Maybelline Sky High, looking a bit grubby, but the primer one, and then a coat of the actual mascara. So if I just do one eye so that you can see, in a little bit of a rush right now if I'm honest, so I'm going to try not to do my classic and poke myself in the eye. Got some on the bottom lashes, wasn't intending to do that. I do like to have a tissue with me when I'm doing mascara so I can wipe off any gloopy bits. Okay, so that is just nothing on this eye, just primer on that eye. And like I said, this LVL doesn't do anything for the length, it's just all about the curl and holding my eyelashes in this shape. So if I didn't have ILVL, I would curl my eyelashes with an eyelash curler. They would look like this for about 5 minutes, and then they would look like that. It's long, but pointed down. And that's, there we go. That's the difference. And the this is the lash serum I was talking about. I just do literally a swipe of that. I'm not going to physically put it on now, but like a swipe like eyeliner. One like that, one dip does 2 eyes. I do that every night, and that's what's made my eyelashes grow longer. Okay, we'll do the other eye and then get on with my day. Well, barely had a chance to pick up the camera today to tell you what's going on. Just got back from Will's parents' evening. So it's Will's first parents' evening since starting secondary school. How's it gonna go? Well, I'm thrilled to say he sounds like he settled in really well. I mean, I felt like he'd settled in really well from the impression I got from how happy he was. And I'm just thrilled, to be honest. He's doing well academically. He seems to be enjoying school, which obviously is the most important thing. It's just all I ever had hoped for, really, when he was very young and I was worried he wouldn't cope in school setting. We put things in place, made sure that he was supported through school, supported through the transition. So I just genuinely couldn't be more thrilled. It's just everything I hoped that kind of early intervention would achieve. And he's happy, he's doing well. Every teacher had glowing things to say. So phew and yay. If me like 6 or 7 years ago could know this now, she'd be so relieved. She'd be so happy. So hey, Pastory, if you're listening, it's going to be all right. Anyway, my husband and I are now going out for a super quick meal while the kids all have an activity together. They all have a club. They do 1 night a week together, which is nice because it is indeed our wedding anniversary, which has very conveniently fallen on a night where we can go for a 45-minute date. So I'm off to do that now. So before I get on with some editing this morning, I'm going to show you a couple of things that Amazon brought because, you know, why not? We all love seeing some Amazon stuff, don't we? So the first thing I got are these chocolate brownie bars. It's got protein in it. These are really yummy. I really, really like these. And if I'm going to snack on something in the day and it's got to be something chocolatey, then these are really good. Now, the other thing I bought from Amazon is a stupid amount of these mints, which actually I have decanted some of them into this tin I had from Walt Disney World because I really love the tin. These, not that these don't come in nice tins, look. These are quite cute. Now, the reason I have bought these is I've got into this really terrible habit, and anyone else that works from home might be able to kind of empathise here. I just get into this really terrible habit of snacking at my desk. And I'm not saying snacking is bad, but I'm not eating when I'm hungry. I'm eating because it's there or because I'm bored or because I'm stressed. And that's not cool. So what I'm doing is not saying you're not allowed to snack, right? If I'm hungry, I'm eating. But if I really have like a proper chocolate craving, and I'm not talking like protein bar, I'm talking about like, let's eat a whole Easter egg at my desk, then I'm trying to just have one of these, just a sugar-free mint instead, and saying if I still want to go and eat chocolate after that, then I will. And I'm finding I just don't. It's like I've been to clean my teeth, and you never want to eat after you've cleaned your teeth, do you? So my little trick so far is serving me well. I've been doing it for a few days, and I've gone from literally just, I go through phases of this. Phases where I'm really bad. I'm not saying eating's bad. I should put a trigger warning, really, shouldn't I? Anytime I talk about eating and food and things. So trigger warning, sorry. I'm not saying eating's bad at all. Obviously eating's not bad, but I had gotten some really bad habits of eating far too much of stuff my body did not need when I was not hungry for reasons that were not hunger. you know, so that's not the healthiest of habits, is it? My mint trick is getting me off that. And I just want to get back to eating when I'm hungry and stopping when I'm full. And when I'm in that habit, it's great. And I can eat whatever I want as long as I eat when I'm hungry and stop when I'm full. When I get into this cycle of just grazing, mindless eating, emotional eating, it's not very healthy. It's not very healthy at all. Anyway, the other thing I've got, I did choose a hairdryer. Do you want to see which one I got? So whichever one I got, I was going to get from Amazon. And I ended up, I did a big poll on my Instagram. Should I get the GHD? Should I get the, what was the other ones? There was a Shark and there was, Dyson. All of which I totally fancied and looked amazing. But I ended up ordering this one, which came in at under 20 quid. Will it do the same thing? Will it still dry my hair? I think the conclusion I came to was the other, not necessarily the Dyson, but the Dyson Airwrap and things needed a level of skill, which I probably don't have, and I probably don't have the desire to learn just yet. It's come with this big diffuser thing. I had one of those with a previous hairdryer. I don't think I ever used it. Oh, it's got a nozzle thing, which I don't think I ever used those either, but good to have. And then there's the hairdryer, and it folds, look. I don't know why I'd need it to fold, but it does. I mean, it looks fine. Should we plug it in the wall and see if it actually turns on? I like the fact that this back bit can't fall off. The one that was falling to bits, the back plate thing kept just falling off. Maybe it's because it was broken though. That might have been why. Okay, let's plug this in the wall. Obviously this is not a fair test. My hair is dry, but you know what I mean. It's got 3 heat setting, low, medium, high. It's got 2 speed settings and a cool button. I mean, looks fine. What can I say? It's blowing hot air at me. I guess that's going to do its job. If I'd spent 10 times that or 20 times that, gosh, that's mad, isn't it? Yeah, I guess the GHD one was close to £200, so 10 times the price. The Dyson was close to 400. Would the Dyson be 20 times better? Would it last 20 times longer? I don't know. I guess the only way to try it really is to sort of have them all and compare. But I'd love to hear in the comments if you have any of the other hairdryers, or if you just have a very basic hairdryer, and if it makes a difference, and especially if you're a hairdresser. That would be really interesting, because I guess hairdressers really know, you know, what is the difference. I figured either way, this one's only £20, so as long as it, you know, blows hot air and I can dry my hair and my daughter's hair, well, it's hair dries pretty quickly, it doesn't need to bother hair drying it, then, you know, it's fine. I will report back in a future vlog as to whether this one is any good and I'm pleased with it, or regretting my purchasing choice. I really need to get on some editing now. I'm really trying to get ahead before the school holidays. So we've got a school holiday coming up, and then obviously 6 weeks coming up in the summer, and then another 1 week in between that. But basically I'm trying to get ahead so that it takes the pressure off those times, and when I can't work as much, then it doesn't matter as much. And it really takes the pressure off as well if I'm a bit ahead. If anyone's ill, I don't feel the pressure to work through illness, and I can be a bit more kind to my body. So I'm attempting to have at least 2 weeks of videos scheduled at any one time. And you can see what those are if you want to check out my Patreon, or there's a members section on my YouTube channel. I actually feel like the Patreon is better value. You get more in there. But I feel like having the members section can let people see easily what's coming up, what they've got to look forward to. I put the dates on there when they're going to be just going live on my channel, because you don't have to pay to see them. Most of the stuff will end up on my channel anyway. That's why there's so much in there that's scheduled. I'm trying to really get a bank of content so I can just get ahead of myself. So the plan is anything I'm filming now goes out in 2 weeks, ideally in 3 weeks. That would be amazing. If I could kind of get that much ahead, I would be really, really pleased, because it would just take the pressure off me as a mum, or as a human when I am ill or my children are ill, to have that buffer, you know. So with that being said, I need to go on and get on with as much work as I possibly can. So thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe, do those YouTubey things. Check out my Patreon if you want to see the videos I've already made for the weeks coming up. And I shall see you guys in the next one, which is on screen now. Bye.